What's good, YouTube? Casey the Quiet Warrior here. Today's video is gonna be just straight off the dome. I don't have anything written, scripted, or planned out or anything. So this is gonna be a part of my just a quick message playlist and series that I have on the channel, where basically what happens is, I make a video that consists of at least about 10 to 15 minutes of just me getting the topic off and something that I want to express. And, you know, just off of the dome, freestyling, not really writing anything or scripting or planning anything out. And we just go off like that. Um, Quick disclaimer before I get in to this video. I know I've been gone for a little minute, at least over about 3 weeks, almost to a month now. And I come on here and be as transparent as I possibly can. Not that I'm putting on the act in the first place or anything like that at all, because that's not what I want to do. And that's not what I want, the idea of my channel and how I act and operate to be around. And that really corresponds with this video, because the topic I want to talk about today is to stop lying in general, or more stop lying to yourself in general. And so that would be the topic. But like I said, quick disclaimer, I know I've been gone for a minute, 3 weeks to almost a month. The time doesn't even matter, because I'm still not fulfilling what I need to do as a content creator, to come on here and help out and try to do my part in spreading the message of self-improvement for people all across the world, and to help people out with their problems and what they have going on. And I'm trying to think of whether or not I should put this into a video or not, or make this a separate. But it's a little too personal, and I kind of don't want to put everything out there without the discretion of everybody else and the way they feel about it, because this is something that not just affected me, but my whole family. So I really don't want to put out anything too personal, or stuff that's not meant for the internet without anybody's consent or agreement, because that's scummy. That's really dirty, and I feel like you shouldn't do that. And you should always make sure that you go and seek out and ask the person or persons that whether or not this is okay to use or talk about in the video. So I just being transparent, kind of had a rough 3 weeks to a month, but we not gonna think about that too much. We gonna stay on a positive note. I guess, yeah, this would be my last video for 2021 at least. You know what I mean? Not to say, I'm done. We ain't stopping no time soon. But yeah, this is the last video of 2021, which is really crazy now to think about. But with all that being said, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna keep my mindset and my energy on negativity. We just gonna focus on positivity, getting the things that, we are manifesting and seeking out, and just going into 2022 in the right mindset, and just to strive for greatness. Now, with all that being said, let's put that to the side. All right, let's get into the topic. Now, like I said, today what I want to talk about is to stop lying to yourself. Now, this is something I feel that all people deal with in many different types of walks of life. It doesn't matter what skin color you are, black, Asian, Filipino, Japanese, Chinese. It really doesn't matter, tall, skinny, short, fat. Doesn't matter what you look like, characteristics or anything of that nature. You get what I'm trying to say. But I feel like, you know, in everybody's life, at least once or maybe multiple times on occasion, we came to the idea and thought of trying to lie to ourselves in order to, cover up an insecurity or to try to prove something to somebody or, boast and make something um, seem like you had that. I don't know if that really makes sense. But, boast in order to seem like you may have that thing when you really don't. And this is something that I had to learn how to stop doing. And this is something that I feel all people need to learn to stop doing. Because lying is just not a good thing in general. Lying will get you nowhere in life. Lying will always leave you on a goose chase. You will always be in the cycle of going back and having to conflict with yourselves and end up, having conflict with other people because, you're misleading them and not telling them the truth and what's really going on and just things of that nature. Lying is just, not going to get you anywhere good in life, depending on the situation, you know what I mean? But most of the times, it's really not that good. And the reason why I specifically wanted to talk about dealing lying with, yourself is because that's really not good. That's even 10 times worse because when you lie to yourself, you don't really love yourself. You don't have a true connection and a true bond with yourself. When you lie to yourself, you're telling yourself, I don't love myself. I don't care about myself. I am not valuable as a person. And all of those things are not true. And I dropped videos about that in the past and went over those topics in the past. And it may not seem like that when you are in the moment or in the midst of lying to yourself, but that really is the case because when you do that, you are not only misleading yourself and, just making yourself have, a harder time mentally, but you're also just not getting that genuine connection and full acceptance of yourself. Because when you are always lying to yourself, there is no way for you to grow and become, better, you know, in a relationship wise with yourself because you are not keeping it truthful. And I know this may hurt, this may sting, because like I said, most people only do this because they are trying to boast or big up themselves in order to prove something to themselves or prove, something to somebody. And, you should never ever feel like you have to do this in order to feel complete and whole, within yourself as a being. And, once you learn to grow and become, fully accepted of yourself and who you are with all your, positives, negatives, strengths, weaknesses, flaws, all of those things in general, there would be no reason to lie to yourself because you know who you are at the end of the day and you know the connection that you have with yourself and you know that you do not need to lie and big up and try to act like you are this person or you have this or you do this or I am this because you know who you are. You know your worth at the end of the day. And I feel like a lot of people need to realize this and work on this because, a lot of people always wonder why they are always in a negative headspace and always have a negative mindset. Well, have you took a look at yourself in the mirror? Have you did some self reflection with yourself and some inner work within yourself to really figure out what the cause is? And one of the main causes is that you're lying to yourself. If you want to feel free and if you want to get rid of negative emotions and stigma and energy in the first place, you have to be truthful with yourself. It may hurt, but when you are able to accept not only everything positively with the strengths and all that in general, and I know some people may feel like they don't have strengths, but everybody has some type of strength that they have. I don't care what you say. Somebody has some type of strength. You have some type of strength that you have as a person. But when it comes to getting rid of this, like I said, negative energy, negative stigma, and negative emotions over yourself, you have to come and be at full acceptance with your weaknesses. Know that you are not perfect. It is okay to not be perfect. You don't have to be this ideal being 24/7, 365. When you accept the flaws, when you are able to say, okay, I maybe not be as good as this, this, or, I can't really do this, or I'm not really like this, or, I'm not this type of person, or, I don't have this car, I don't have these shoes, I don't have this game, I don't have this house, I don't have this chain, all those things in general. When you are able to become fully acceptable of that, you will become able to be at peace with yourself mentally, physically, and spiritually because you know that those things don't define you and you know your worthiness as a person in general just off the strengths of your strengths. You know what I mean? And at first, it may take a minute, but once you sit back and realize that if it's not, detrimenting you in a bad way and it's not holding you, back in life in general, then there's nothing to be worried about. And if it is, then change those into strengths. But most of the weaknesses and flaws that you have as a person is, just things that you may have not been able to do or just may not be gifted at. But that doesn't make you any less worthy of a person. Be able to accept that and know that it is okay. You don't have to be this ideal, perfect being. You don't have to be like Eisen, bruh. Just be yourself and know that it is okay to not be perfect at everything. And once you realize this, there will be no more reason to lie to yourself. There will be no reason to go on a chase and try to seek out validation and try to, always keep yourself in a hamster wheel and keep yourself, just trapped all the time because you are steadily lying to yourself and telling yourself stuff that you may have or stuff that you are like when you really not, bro. It's okay. Just be yourself. You don't have to be perfect. Once you come to full acceptance of that, you will be free from the shackles that you place on your mind and that constrain you. It is okay. And like I said, I touched on this topic, not this topic, but I touched on things that revolved around this and were similar to this in previous videos. If I could find them, I'll definitely try to link them in the description below. But that's really what I wanted to come on here and talk about. Um, you know what I mean? Hope everybody had a good 2021. If not, don't worry about that. Don't let that get you down. Do not let that get you down. As long as you wake up the next morning in that bed or wherever you at in the world, you strive for greatness every single day. Because if you wake up the next morning, God and the universe gave you another chance to strive and succeed at becoming a better person. Just remember that, and if you had a rough 2021, put that behind you. It's a new year, new you, even though I kind of don't like to say that because it sounds kind of cliche. But it is the truth. If you may have had some things that you kind of slipped up on in 2021 or things that you needed to work on, go into 2022 and remember that and jot that down in your brain, in your notes, wherever at. Try to work on that and keep track of that. And if it's things that you already achieved and accomplished in 2021, you know, go better, go higher, keep achieving, keep going. Just go into the new year, whether or not, if this year was good or bad for you, just go into the new year with positive energy. Because if you go in on the first day with positive energy, you're more likely to, be able to have a better start off. Just don't give up, and just remember, if you wake up the next day, always strive for greatness. Peace.